Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie. This video we're going to be doing a full face of W7 Cosmetics, and this will be a chatty one just so that way I can give you my opinion on the products as we're going along. I think all of my one brand looks I'm probably going to do this way from now on, unless I do like two, then I might do like one chatty and one just like a visual video. You're gonna have to deal with me rambling on in this one, I'm afraid. So I recently did a video which has been uploaded, because sometimes I do actually edit videos and upload them. Rare, but I do. I tried 6 different W7 foundations and I was actually really pleasantly surprised with all the foundations. I actually really liked all of them and I have actually been using them since then. The one that I go for the most is the W7 Face Fantasy. It's actually probably not the best formula of all of them, but I think the colour match is like so perfect for me, so it's just kind of like more convenient for me to reach for this. But I do actually like the formula of it as well. I also quite like the Genius one for more kind of light coverage days. I really like this one. Like the Singing in the Rain and like the Matte Made in Heaven one are good for like long wearing, if you want a foundation that's long wearing, I think. So of all of the products that I brought, I would say there is quite a lot of products that I do really like, but there's also quite a few that I don't rate too much. Obviously, as I've said, I do actually rate all the foundations. I think they're really good. Let's start with eyes. To prime my eyes, I'm going to use the concealer. I got the W7 Saved by the Gel Super Gel Concealer, and this one's in the shade Fair. It comes like this. So I don't know why I thought that a concealer that had 2 shades would have one that matched me, because this is like kind of peachy orangey. It's a weird colour. It's definitely not light enough for me, but if we're using it on our eyelids, it doesn't really matter. This is the only kind of like skin toned concealer I got though, so I will have to put a little bit of a white mixer in when I do use it on my face. I mean, it's not that bad actually. The coverage is decent. It seems alright, but it's just like so orangey. I'm just putting a bit of this on our eyes to create a base for some eyeshadow. And to set that down, I got the W7 Selfie Powder, which I have actually used before a while ago. It does a decent job, so I'm just going to use that to, how about we use this brush to set that concealer down. I will comment on this powder more when I use it on my full face. So the eyeshadow palette that I brought from W7 is the On the Rocks W7 On the Rocks Neutral on Ice eye colour palette, and this is the one that's like the Anastasia Subculture dupe, and I've used this a couple times, and obviously when I was practicing this, and actually I think it's quite a nice palette. I think it does a good job. Also came with this like brush that's actually like not bad. Normally the brushes that come with these are shit, but like the blending brush is actually pretty decent. So I did practice this eye look and I think I'm going to keep it roughly the same. I'm going to start with this kind of light warm brown colour called Moscato. This one right here, and I'm just going to start by popping that one through the crease. Right, I'm then going to go in with this yellowy shade called Pina Colada. This one right here. And again, I'm going to put that one through the crease as well, a little bit underneath what I've done. And I'm going to go in with the orangey shade called Bellini. This one right here, and I'm also going to work that in my crease as well. Now I want to do a cut crease. So I'm going to go back to the Saved by the Gel concealer and just get some of that on my hands. And I'm just going to use a little brush and try and carve out a crease. I'll probably do one eye at a time. Obviously this isn't the ideal concealer I'd use for this, but it's all we got. Right, I'm going to go in with this kind of like, sort of a greeny kind of gold shade called Champagne Toast. This one here, it's super pretty. And I'm going to use this one all over where I've done the cut crease and try my best to make it neat, but it's probably going to epically fail. What, do people even use the phrase epically fail anymore? Probably not. Right, Right, let's attempt to do the same thing on the other eye, shall we? Okay, we have our cut crease done. Right, I'm now going to get the shade called Bloody Mary, which is quite like a dark brown colour, this one here. And I'm going to get like a kind of smaller brush and kind of, you know, make a... I don't even know how to explain this. I'm going to kind of go on the line where the cut crease is. Right, I'm going to try and blend that in a bit now. Okay, I'm now going to get the white glimmery shade in the corner called Sugar Rim. This one up here, and I'm just going to put this under my brow bone. Look how orange that concealer's gone. That is so bad. Right, I'm now going to go in with a bit of the darker shade called Last Call. It's like a really dark maroon colour, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of this into the outer third. Gonna leave our eyes at that for now, just give you a closer look. I did order a like black pencil liner. I got all this stuff off of Amazon, but it's supposed to have shown up by now, but it hasn't, so this is just going to be a look without liner in my waterlines, which is deeply saddening because I love to have black liner in my waterlines. I'm going to go in with some mascara on my top lashes, and I got two mascaras. I got the Absolute Lashes, which is like based off one of the Benefit ones, I believe. And then I also got the Massive Lashes, this one here. The Absolute Lashes one doesn't really do much, to be honest. This one is a bit better, but they're still not the best mascaras, to be honest. But let's see what we can build up here. So I'm going to start with Absolute Lashes and then go on top with the other one. So with a lot of building, you can get a decent lash look. It's actually not that bad. Right, so we can move on to our base makeup now. I didn't get a primer from W7, so we will just go on to foundation and concealer. I think I will go in with the W7 Face Fantasy Foundation in Buff. If you're very pale and warm toned like me, this is a really good colour match. W7 foundation shades are not great. This is like a rarity. I actually find one that's like the perfect match for me, but they definitely do not have an ideal shade range in all of their foundations. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this one all over my face. So that's what this foundation looks like. It's very like fresh. I completely forgot, I had these colour correctors that I could have used, whoops. I got the Cover Chameleons, I've got the pink one that corrects dark spots and the anti-redness one. I'm not that disappointed to miss out on these though, because I don't think they're particularly high quality. I definitely prefer my other colour correctors, but I was actually intending to use these under my foundation, but oh well, too late now. Obviously the only concealer I've got is the Saved by the Gel one. That's way too dark, so I think I will try and mix it with a white concealer. This is the Freedom Pro Longwear one. I think they might have discontinued this by now, which is sad because this is a really good white mixer. But I'm just going to try and mix something on the back of my hand here. Okay, got a little mix here. Back of my hand, probably haven't got enough, but I'm just going to put this in any areas where I just want a little bit more coverage, so under my eyes, my nose, and on any spots. So to set down, I have the W7 Selfie Powder again. This definitely has a strong white cast, which isn't ideal, but once you kind of give it some time to kind of sit in your skin, it does start to go away, so that's alright. This is a decent powder. It's not my favourite, but I'm not really loving powders generally right now. because everything just looks a bit dry and crepey on me. It's not too bad, it does an alright job. You'll see what I mean by the white cast, but as I said, it does go away after a while. Probably really bad if you're doing flash photos though, but I don't really do that very often, so. I'm just gonna set my entire face with this powder. I don't know if you can really see on the camera, but it definitely does give you a bit of white cast, but does a pretty good job at mattifying your face, so that's good. For bronzer, I've got the W7 Bronze Fever Golden Glow Compact, which comes in this fancy packaging, and that's what it looks like, and this is okay. It's not my favourite bronzer, but it's okay. It does give you a nice glow, I guess. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this through my cheeks and on my forehead to give me some colour back into my face, because that powder's really taken a lot of that colour out. Didn't get a blush, so we'll move on to highlight, and I got two of the Killer Glow highlights. The first one I got is Crime Machine, which looks like this. As you can see, it's one of those highlighters that it kind of has one layer of like shimmer, and then it's kind of like a different product underneath. The layer underneath does still have some pigment, like it's okay, but I don't know, I just find that a bit annoying on highlighters like that. Then the other highlighter I got arrived completely smashed and unusable, so that's fun. But that one was slaying it, and that one looked like it might have actually been a bit better, but I don't really want to use this because it's just going to go all over my floor. I'll just go in with Crime Machine. I mean, it's okay, like it does have a little bit of a glow, but it's mostly kind of glittery. It's just not the best highlight formula in my opinion. I know that the Glow Commotions by W7 are rated quite well. I don't know if they've got a like really pale shade, but I might look into that. I don't know, I probably should have gone for one of those instead of these. I just thought, hey, these look good, but I was wrong. I mean, like, it does have a little bit of like, I mean, it does look okay, like it's not terrible, but it's just not my ideal highlighter, to be honest. So I have two eyebrow products from W7. I got the W7 Twist and Shape Dark Brown. It's just one of those ones that has the kind of like angular thing, pencil on one end, and then you got a brush on the other. And this isn't too bad actually, I don't mind it. And then I also got the W7 Queen of Brows Majestic Brow Mascara, and this one's in brown, and I actually do quite like this one a lot. I think it's pretty good. I don't have a clear brow or clear mascara, so I will just quickly use something else just to brush through my brows initially. Alright, so I'm going to go in with the pencil now. I want to fill up these brows in. Right, going to set them in place with the Queen of Brows now. This one has quite a small brush, but I actually quite like it when they're small. I just feel like you can kind of get in there a bit more. Sometimes like the bigger ones, you just kind of tend to get splodges all over the place. I think this one has fibres as well. Okay, that's our brows done. Looking a little bit bushy, but sometimes I like that look. I'm going to go in with the Bellini, the kind of orangey shade that we used for our crease earlier. And I'm just going to kind of wax on this under the eyes. I'm going to go in with a smaller brush, and I'm going with the dark shade called Bloody Mary. This one again, and I'm just going to press that kind of more into the kind of lash line area. I'm going to get the shade called Sugar Rim, the white glimmery one again, and I'm just going to pop a bit of that in my inner corners. I think I might put a little bit of this W7 Golden Eyes Metallic Eyefall in the inner corner as well, just because I forgot I had this. I'm going to go back in with the two mascaras on my bottom lashes now. that's our eyes done, so let's finish off with a lip product. I got the W7 Skinny Lipping Matte Nude Lip Colour in the shade Apples and Pears, which is kind of like a pinky nude, which I think is really pretty, and I do quite like this lipstick. It's quite nude, so I think it will kind of go with any eye look really. Well hey, so I think that is everything done. Just gonna polish it up a little bit and show you the finished look. Okay, voila, this is the finished full face of W7 makeup, and I'm actually quite happy with how it has turned out. So I think overall W7 is a pretty decent brand. They do have quite a few products that are quite good. They do have some misses though. I will just say I did try to get all of these products off of their website, but for some reason they weren't letting me buy it. There's something wrong with my card, I don't know. So I did get pretty much everything except the foundations. I'm not even sure. I think I did get some of the foundations off Amazon, I'm not sure. I did get pretty much everything off of Amazon, so that means I can't guarantee that they aren't like fakes or whatever, but I mean they're cheap makeup anyway, so I would have thought they would be legit, so. But I did try to buy them off the W7 website. It's not like I didn't try, okay, but I'm fairly certain they're all legit products. So I'll just talk you through like my favourite products that I would recommend trying, and then some ones that I would kind of probably stay clear of. I would recommend the W7 on the Rocks Neutrals on Ice palette, the one that's the Subculture dupe. As you can see from my eyeshadow, definitely has got some good pigment and they're pretty easy to work with, so I definitely would recommend checking this out. I think that it's a pretty good palette, especially for the price. I can't actually remember how much it was. I think it was about £7 or something. But I do think this is a pretty decent eyeshadow palette. If you want to hear more of my opinions on the foundations, I'd recommend you watch my trying 6 W7 foundations video, because obviously I go in more detail there. But you want a kind of more like natural foundation. I think that the Face Fantasy and the Genius Featherlight one look really nice on the skin. The Face Fantasy one is a little bit more coverage than this one. This one's more light, but it's got a super nice finish and it looks really natural on the skin. So I would recommend these. For a more like higher coverage one, I'd go for the Photo Shoot one. That one's probably got the best coverage of the bunch. But if you're looking for one that's like really long wearing, I would say the Singing in the Rain, the It's a Matte Made in Heaven, and the HD foundation have all got really good wear, and these ones also have pretty good coverage as well. Basically I'd recommend all of the foundations. I think the Golden Eyes metallic eye foils are quite nice as well. I've got the I've got Rocking and the Shooting Star here. I think these are quite pretty. I also quite like the Skinny Lipping liquid lipstick. I think that one's super nice and doesn't feel too drying, but it's also really pretty and it does dry down matte. And I'd also recommend the Queen of Brows brow gel. I have used this just on its own and I think it does a pretty good job just like giving your brows a bit of something. So those would be the ones that I would recommend trying. As for products I think you should probably stay clear from, I don't recommend the 2 colour correctors, the Cover Chameleons. I just think that you can get way better colour correctors that don't cost much more. Makeup Obsession ones I think are really good, as well as the collection ones, and they like don't even cost a lot of money. They're like £4. Killer Glow highlighter I would stay clear from. Maybe try the Glow Commotion ones because I've heard that they're pretty good and I might try them at some point, but I wouldn't recommend this one. It's just really weird texture. It's more glittery than it is like a pigmented highlight, and it's got this weird thing where it kind of is a different product. And ooh, it kind of looks like a face now. Yeah, don't get this, no. And you might be so lucky as to receive a broken one if you get them off Amazon anyway, so. The mascaras, I think the Massive Lashes one is okay, but the Absolute Lashes one is a bit like, first of all, it's the one that's very like bristly and kind of like sharp. It doesn't feel particularly pleasant on the eyes, and it just doesn't do an awful lot. I feel like if you put both of them on together you can get a decent look, but I feel like individually they're like not the best mascaras. The Saved by the Gel thing is like really orangey. Don't like the colour of this. The formula's okay, but I don't know. I mean, if this is your skin colour, then I mean try it I guess, but there's only 2 shades, so if I haven't mentioned it then I kind of think it's like in the middle. It's got some good and bad aspects to it, but that's my opinion on everything. So that is my finished full face of W7 makeup. So thank you for watching. There will be more one brand looks to come in the future, and I will see you in my next video.